Happy Wednesday. I want to talk about something that has been a topic for the past couple weeks. I've been trying not to talk about it, but it keeps coming up, and I know if it keeps coming up, it needs to come out. I need to share my personal story, my personal experience. So the title of this is Are You All Things Healing Podcast and video. Are you ready for what you're asking for? That's the question. Are you ready for what you're asking for? I've been in a lot of rooms where the conversation from women are just, they're ready to be married. They're just ready. Like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? And there are people saying there's pee in the dating pool. There's all kind of things being said. And so I started thinking about how I was not ready when I was asked to be married twice. And I, wore the ring and everything, and I was just like, yeah, it just never felt right. So I didn't do it both times. And it wasn't the person, it was me. Something just did not feel right. I know that I wasn't ready, and I didn't think the other person was ready either, but I'm just really focused on myself. I was not ready. So therefore, I just didn't do it. And it did when I got to a time I thought I was ready. The relationship was completed. So I was like, wait a minute, God, like, what's going on? You're not ready. I had to do so much work. A lot of times we are asking for things that we're not ready for. Like, you have to deal with your own personal issues, because here's what happened. I'm married now, okay? And the reason why I was available and ready, because I was doing my work. Is my work complete? No. But I was way ahead of where I was, when I was asked the previous decades ago. I started doing my work. And the work never ends. When it comes to marriage, it's you and that person both. Like, it's like a big old bag. He has his bag of garbage, or her bag, whoever, and you got your bag of garbage, and you just take and dump it. You just go through it. Like, everything is going to be revealed in relationships, and especially in marriages. So it is best that you do your work and you're ready for it. Are you ready? If somebody says, hey, I want to marry you, are you ready? Are you ready for that? Are you ready to be a wife? Are you ready to be a husband? Right? Are you ready? I'm telling you, I was not ready. I was not ready. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I felt that whatever that thing I felt, I went with my gut feeling. I'm like, yeah, this don't feel right. I'm not doing that. And that just, I couldn't I couldn't go through with that. Because that's when you say that, it's easy to get in. It is, and it costs to get out. So I said, when I do it, it's going to be with the right person the first time around, right? It's nothing wrong. I ain't knocking nobody else that been married several times. I'm just saying, for me, this is what I wanted for me. And I wanted to make sure that I was ready for what I was asking for, right? And a lot of times we don't have these things because we're not ready for them. Think about the plane. I'm going to use this analogy of the plane. So whenever the runway is not clear, the plane can't land. The plane is in a holding pattern. I actually seen this coming from a trip last year. The plane was just sitting there, and I was like, that plane is in a holding pattern. And I was like, what? I said, the plane is in a holding pattern because the runway is not clear. It can't land until the runway is clear. A lot of times what we're asking for, whether that's a husband, that's we praying to God for different things, and he hasn't given it to us yet because we're not ready for it. It's not that he don't have it, it's just we not ready. And so I just look at my life and I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I didn't get the things that I thought I wanted it when I wanted them, because I wasn't ready. There's so much work I had to do. Because although I said I wanted a husband, I was mad with men, right? Because I just felt like men were unreliable and I could not trust them. That's how I felt. But nevertheless, I wanted to be in a relationship because I wanted that companionship. I didn't want to be alone, but I didn't trust them, right? I didn't trust them fully. It wasn't like unconditional love. It was love with conditions. Now, if you do this, you got to go. If you do that, oh, that's a deal. That's a deal. I had so many things, so many variables in the relationship that I never expressed because of the stuff that I had not dealt with. So I'm looking at this person and I have these expectations of this person that they know nothing about. And I wanted them to be something they couldn't be, right? I wanted to take these people. I wanted to do like a Build-A-Bear. You know, like a Build-A-Bear. When you go in the store, you tell the people, "Oh, I want this, I want this, I want that," and you build it just the way you want it. And I thought I could do that with men in relationships. Wondering why it never worked. The person that I needed to build and form was myself. The person I needed to change and transform was me. Because you can't change or fix or transform anybody else. You get to choose how you participate in a relationship. You see how this person moves. Okay, you see their qualities, their traits, their personalities, how they treat other people in their lives, and then you get to choose if you want to participate in the way that they love or the way that they, treat you, period, right? You get to choose. You can't change them. You can't change another person. You know how hard it is to change you? And sometimes it's hard to change yourself. So imagine trying to change somebody else. You cannot. I had to do my work. And think about the story of Ruth and Boaz. Ruth she was just doing she was just working, she was just doing her thing, and he noticed her. She wasn't running him down. She wasn't getting on her knee to ask him to marry her. And I ain't knocking that, but I just wouldn't do that. That's my preference, okay? That's my personal opinion about that. But I see it all the time. I'm like, I wouldn't do that. To each his own. I just wouldn't. And so think about the story of Ruth and Boaz. She was in the field working, and he was like, he saw her like, I need to go see about her. And he wasn't intimidated by her strengths. He wasn't intimidated by anything about her. Like they worked together. Like they just united. Right? A lot of times when you're in relationships, there are people who are intimidated by you and your work ethic and you and your strength and your passion and all this of your drive, that some people can be intimidated by it. You want someone to compliment you, not complete you. Another person does not complete you. They complement your completeness. Because one is a whole number. One is a whole. You're a whole person all by yourself. Another person is just a complement. It's two whole people coming together, not two halves trying to make a whole. That's not how it is. Okay? So we just have to make sure that we're doing our work. And when it's time, it's time. And if that's something you want, already become that. Okay? Become the person that you're looking for. Are you the person that the person you're looking for is looking for? So in this book of Relational Intelligence, I just finished it, and that question is just so profoundly powerful, because a lot of times we're looking for things, and we're looking for all these qualities and things and people that we don't even have in ourselves, right? Are you the person that you're looking for? When it comes to friendships, relationships, are you the friend that you're looking for is looking for, right? And we don't give people what they need, right? We don't give people what they want. We give people what they need when it comes to relationships. Because a lot of times, it's hard to see yourself. It's hard to see your blind spots. It is. You don't know these things about yourself. And so it's best to do your work. Do your work so you can be prepared for that person, right? They'll find, he saw her. He saw her. He was like, that's her. He knew it. So do your work, right? Just continue to work on you. And I ain't saying you gotta be completely done with your work. Just be that. Just work on yourself. And I'm telling you, it's gonna happen at the time it's supposed to happen. And he's not on your timetable. He's not. He's not gonna do it when you say you want it. Because you say you want it. I've been praying for a husband. Have you done your work? Are you doing your work? Are you the person that you're looking for is looking for? Are you that? Like, let's focus on doing our work. And I'm telling you, when you get busy doing your work, this person would just, hey, you be like, oh, what's up? You'll be ready for them. You'll be able to see them. The person might be there all along, but you just can't see it because you've not done your work. It's important to do your work. I done my work. And when the person came back around again, this was a person from my past. So I was like, what's up? And we had a conversation, and I was dating with the intention. I wasn't dating just to be dating. Look at here, I want to be married. And if this is something that you don't want, then that's fine. Just get them out the way, for my husband can find me. Right? Date with intent.